Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. I hope you're doing well today. I just was talking to myself thinking the camera was going and it wasn't. So today I have a cute little project. I already undid it because I was talking to you as if you were there and you weren't. And this was tied up in a bow. These little 3.25 by, oh, what were they now? 3.25 by 4.25 little mini albums, or whatever you want to make out of them, little books. And I gave them two different bindings. So this one I wrapped elastic around. These are some papers that will be available in the shop soon with my artwork here. And I wrapped elastic around and tied it. So super easy way to do that without punching any holes in it. And then I tied it with this sari silk and then put this little poofy on, and then this just ties in a bow on the side. So what I was showing you while the camera was off was the inside here has the nice lining. You put your little things through there. So for pages, what fits this particular album is about 5 3/4. I have 5.5 here, but I think I like 5 3/4 better by 3.5. And then you can just slide, and then you can fill that up with a bunch of little papers. So you could do tea-dyed papers, cardstock, more decorative paper, watercolor paper, all sorts of things that you can make for that. That's just one way to bind that. Then I made a second album because they were so much fun, and I did it this way with punching holes in here with grommets, and then tied it around with this ribbon I had in my stash from Really Reasonable Ribbon, and it went perfectly with this paper. I really love that. And then you just undo that, and the inside here is I put 2 strings through each hole so that you can fit 4 signatures in there like that. Of course you could do it the old-fashioned way, just punch holes through there and tie it through with the 3 pamphlet stitch type of thing is another option as well. So a couple binding things there. So let me go ahead and do the tutorial today made out of this. I have, let me show you what chipboard pieces you need here. So this is about 1 inch wide by 4 inches tall, and then 2 pieces of 4x3s. I recommend tear and tape or something like that. It's going to be really strong adhesive, and then a paper for the inside. So this time I'm going to use this. Again, these are not quite ready in the shop, but they will be coming soon. So I'm kind of making samples with. So you got a piece of paper with nice squared off edges. That makes it really easy, and this size fits perfectly in one of my 8x8 or 8.5 by 8.5 actually is what it is, paper there. So we want to glue it down with a border around it, and you can kind of eyeball it or measure it. I just kind of eyeballed it, and then we want to have that there and that there because we want to leave enough room to fold these things over, and then we'll cut this in a second. So go ahead and glue this down. Leave a nice space here, equal on both sides, as long as it's equal. And then just a little bit in between here so that it's able to bend once we want to close it up. If you butt it up right next to it, it's not going to be able to bend. Alright, so just equidistant here, and then we're going to trim this equidistant here, and then you have equidistant there. So I'm just eyeballing this. Again, you can measure this if you're OCD about that. And then you can use that for another project, or pockets on the inside, or something like that. So once you have that done, we're going to go ahead and miter the corners here. So just basically you're cutting off a bit there. Next up is what I do. I kind of run my bone folder along here to kind of give it a crease for when we go to fold that in. It just kind of helps it decide to go that way. Okay, and then here's where we want to put our tear and tape on. Alright, and then I just run my bone folder on there to make sure that that's down. Alright, once you have the tape off of there, we're going to go ahead and fold it nice and neatly this way while we're doing that, I'll just remind you that for my Etsy shop, if you head to my blog at cynthiamaynard.com, there are exclusive codes there for each month that you can use in my Etsy shop. So don't forget to stop by there, and I've been posting it at the end of every post that I make, so it should be accessible. And then of course I'm taking my bone folder and running that down, and then coming in here, because again this is gonna, we want it to be ready to fold the direction. Once you have that down, you want to go ahead and run your bone folder again this way, because when we put that other paper on top, we're want to train it, you know, to be able to fold like this. So cute. Okay, for our inside paper, we want to cut this to, I can give you a hard fast rule, but you kind of want to make sure that yours turns out the way that it's supposed to. So you want to cut it like 3 3/4 by 7 1/4. Alright, let's just make sure that fits. You can just put that right on top like that, and that looks good. I've just got a little border of the peeking out around the side, and that's exactly what we want. So I'm just going to run some tearing tape along here. Okay. So just make sure it's flat, make sure it's centered, hover over, and then go down. And you're going to want to use your bone folder here so we get a nice even stickage. If you get a corner that didn't quite, the tear and tape didn't get to, you can just easily put a little dot of glue there. Not a problem. Now where your spine is, because right now this is bendable and this is not, so we want to make sure we score that again. It's an important step. So just run right down the track there. You can kind of feel where it is. You can see on the other side where that is. Okay, that way the paper will move for you and stay adhered. Okay, so that is the gist of the construction. Super easy. Now you could easily think about putting pockets in here. You could, like I said, you can put little holes for pamphlet stitches, for however many signatures you want to put in. Depending on what you're going to do with this will depend on how you want to close it and all of that. But just like I showed you earlier on the other ones, lots of different options. You know, it could be as simple as binding with string like this around, let's see, like this, and tying the string in the middle and then slipping your signatures through here, or the sari silk type of thing. Whatever you've got available to you. Elastic you can put, and you can do like a hole through here if you want an elastic closure, and run it through the hole, and then you can put sort of like a traveler's notebook sort of idea. Lots of different ways you can do that. Let me bring my other ones back in here. Of course, this one I had, again, the grommets there. You can see on the inside, just strung elastic through, very easy to do there, and then tied it with a string to finish. And then this one has the elastic just thrown around it. And then you could glue ribbon all down here. You could put, like I did, I just tied it closed with the sari silk, and then I'm using that for my closure, and then to hide that knobbly bit, I'm just put this little guy here. And I really like how they all turned out. I think they're cute. If you make a bunch of them like this, you can put them, make a little bookshelf for them, and then they look cute all in a little row like that. So anyway, hopefully you enjoyed that tutorial. It was easy to follow, hopefully, for you. And anyway, I think they're really fun, and once you make one, you're going to want to make a bunch. Alright, thanks so much for joining me. Have a great day.